Okay. Hello. Hey guys. I'm about to go to bed. But before I'm going to bed, I just wanted to talk a little bit about an idea I just had, and it's about not living your life unconsciously, trying to be conscious, be in control of your life and your actions, and be aware of what you're doing for as much of the day as you possibly can. And the reason I'm thinking this right now is because I had practice today and I went to the gym in the afternoon. And then after I got home, I kind of just shut my brain off. I wasn't very conscious. I listened to music on the drive back, which is fine. That's fine. I love listening to music, but it also when I listen to music, I'm filling up that empty space where I would be thinking and where I would be a little bit more aware. I'm filling up that empty space with something that takes my mind off of things. So I came back and I realized I didn't spend the evening consciously. I had some food. I had a couple slices of pizza that were left over, so not great food. Didn't think too much about it. Wasn't aware of the decision that I was making of eating that versus not eating at all and being able to focus more for the night or maybe eating something a little bit cleaner. And then after that, I I actually didn't do any schoolwork, which is not good. My plan was to do a little bit of um work for my personal project for computer science, just do a little bit of learning on the side. But instead, I didn't do much of that at all. I hopped on YouTube, watched a video, went back and forth between the kitchen and my bedroom. I don't know, shower, cleaned up, cleaned my room. Just did a lot of random things that don't really matter. And I did a lot of like small chunks of things, but I didn't do anything significant, right? And I feel like I can attribute that to the fact that I wasn't very conscious and I wasn't very present or aware of my current being. And I talked more about this in the last video. No matter how incohesive that last video was, I mentioned how I enjoy feeling everything and connecting the mind and the body and being aware of your breath and being aware of the bottoms of your feet and how the weight feels on the soles of your feet and how the weight of sitting down feels and like how your neck and shoulder feels if you have any tension. Just being fully aware of your body, being able to bring back awareness to the body through the breath. This is a lot of like meditation practices, I guess, but just all of that, being able to be pulled back to the present moment and just seeing how things feel, seeing how existing feels, that helps me pull back to the current moment and make the logical decision a lot of the times or make the right decision. Because then when I'm fully aware, instead of my autopilot brain making all the decisions for me, like, oh yeah, I want to get this junk food snack, even when I'm logically, you're aware that you eat junk food, you're gonna be lethargic afterwards. Your output's not gonna be as high, and I understand this. This is a fact that I've proven to myself over a long time. I know that if I eat poorly, I think terribly. That's just me. That's me personally. But if you don't think too hard about it, if you just let the autopilot part of your brain do the thinking instead and calling the shots and making the actions instead, then you'll end up making a lot of bad decisions or a lot of decisions that go against logic and go against the goals that you want to have and the goals that you set for yourself. That, so eating and then watching entertainment instead of doing something, instead of setting aside a block of time and logically understanding that this is what you should do for the night. Like it or not, this is what you should do. And you'll get in the flow of things and you'll enjoy it and you'll be able to focus and it'll be an evening productively spent. You have nothing else to do. You're not going to go out. You're not going to go into a social event on a Monday night. Some people will. I won't, because I feel like I have schoolwork to do. I separate those, but not going to do anything else in the night. So why not spend it productively? What else are you going to do with your time other than waste it? Nothing. So you're either going to waste your time or you can spend it well. Logically, spend it well. But if you don't let that logical brain step in, if you're not present, if you're not connected to the present moment, you let the weak part of your mind, the autopilot part of your mind, make all those decisions instead. So I was a lot more spontaneous, a lot more short term with all of my actions. Watch a YouTube video there, go back to the kitchen, see if I have any snacks. I made a hot chocolate. Man, a hot chocolate is just chocolate and sugar and milk. I was just drinking sugar. I was just drinking sugar before bed. Like, it would, look what happened. I could have been spending the night productively instead, but instead I let the short-term gratification and the autopilot part of my brain take over and make some bad decisions. And it's all right. It's one night, but I need to get back to being in the present. And I feel like if you struggle with that, some people really just live their whole lives on autopilot. Some people spend so much time in there, they don't even know what it feels like to be fully grounded and present. So I think for that, meditation does help. I think learning to enjoy the peace of the present moment and understanding, figuring out how to not worry about the present, or not how to not worry about the past or the future, and just being able to enjoy the present. Once you make that enjoyable, and just sitting here and breathing is relaxing and a pleasant experience for you, I think that's a lot easier. But then you still have to pull yourself back. You can be lost in thought all day. I feel like I'm lost in thought for a lot of the day as well. Most days, I like to think a lot. I think most people think a lot as well. Just have a constant running train of thought. But it's nice to sit here and think about nothing. Just turn it off. And it takes a little bit of practice, but that's what I'm going to be working on. And if you struggle with making bad decisions in the short term, letting that instant gratification win, I suggest you try to focus on the present moment. Try to be one body and mind. Have those two connected. Focus on your breath. When you have an urge, understand, be able to pull yourself from the urge, be able to this is obviously maybe a little bit easier said than done. It's not easily said either, but try to view that urge as an outsider. Try to think like, okay, I want to do this. I want to go have a snack in the kitchen. And then I think, am I really hungry, or am I trying to pull my focus away from this difficult assignment I'm trying to do? And then I think, yeah, I'm trying to pull my focus away. And then I'm like, well, I know I'm not hungry. I'm just trying to procrastinate this. And then once you're aware, it's a lot easier to make the right decision, make the harder decision. Once you fully identify with that hunger, I guess, or wanting to go get a snack, once you're like in the battlefield fighting against that urge, you can just drop it, and you can watch it from up here instead of being on the battleground of clashing desires. And it's a lot easier that way. So I hope that makes sense, number one. And I hope that helps for anybody watching. I still don't have it figured out. I have a lot of practice to do. Who knows if anybody ever has it figured out. It's probably just a process, a long journey. There's with like no real destination, but you can take steps forward and be better tomorrow than you were today, or be better today than you were yesterday, and all that. So I'm gonna try to move forward with that, and I hope you guys do as well. Hope you got something from this video. If you have any thoughts or comments, please let me know. And yeah, hopefully we can continue the conversation down in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching and good night.